John Mason sat inside the cockpit of his small spaceship, nervously checking his controls. Red warning lights flashed around him, telling him that something was terribly wrong. He had planned a simple trip to gather mineral samples from an asteroid belt, but now his engine had completely failed. With a sigh, John realized he had to make an emergency landing on the nearest planet, Veloria. He steadied his shaking hands and guided his ship slowly through Veloria's atmosphere. As the ship descended, John saw forests and lakes spread out beneath him. He picked a clearing near the edge of a thick forest and carefully touched down. The landing was rough, and the ship skidded slightly before stopping completely. Relieved but still tense, John took a deep breath and prepared himself to step onto this unknown world. He put on his survival gear, checked his communicator, and opened the hatch. Fresh air filled his lungs, and he stepped out on the Veloria for the first time. The sky was bright, tinted with shades of lavender and gold. Strange, beautiful plants surrounded him, and John marveled at how peaceful everything seemed. He quickly examined the ship's exterior, noticing significant damage. He would need help if he ever hoped to leave this place. John began exploring his surroundings, hoping to find some sort of intelligent life. After walking for some time, he heard soft whispers coming from deeper within the forest. Cautiously, he approached the sound, moving aside branches and bush carefully. Soon he reached a clearing, and what he saw made him pause. Standing in the clearing were 4 alien beings unlike anything he had seen before. They were slender and tall, with skin that shimmered softly in shades of blue and green. Their large eyes sparkled like gems, filled with both curiosity and a strange urgency. They noticed John immediately and moved toward him quickly. "Please," the tallest alien said, her voice pleading and gentle, "you must help us." She introduced herself as Lyra and her companions as Naya, Ellen, and Kara. John, confused yet intrigued, asked, "What can I possibly do for you?" Lyra took a step closer, desperation clear in her eyes. "We are suffering," she explained. "Our kind goes through a difficult time every 5 years. It's painful and exhausting, and only specific companions can relieve our suffering. Unfortunately, no male from our planet can help us now." "Why not?" John asked, deeply puzzled by her explanation. Naya stepped forward timidly. Her voice was soft and hesitant. "Our males have lost the ability to ease this pain. It's part of a mysterious change. In our biology, we thought we were doomed until we sensed your arrival. Human males emit something pheromones. You call them that are stronger and more effective for us." John took a cautious step back, feeling awkward and unsure. "You need me to help you through this." "Exactly," Kara confirmed firmly, her gaze intense yet hopeful. "If you refuse, we will endure great pain. This suffering could last weeks, and we have no other hope." John's mind raced. He never imagined he'd find himself in such a strange and delicate situation. He looked around, noticing the aliens' visible discomfort and fatigue. Their eyes, filled with desperation, tugged at his heart. They had treated him kindly, not as an invader, but as a savior. "Is there no other way?" John questioned softly. Elin, who had been quiet until now, shook her head sadly. "Believe me, we've tried everything. You are our only chance." The weight of their need pressed heavily upon John's shoulders. He looked at each of the 4 aliens carefully, seeing the truth in their eyes. His heart softened, understanding that their suffering was genuine and profound. "All right," he finally said, making his decision clear. "I'll do whatever I can to help you." Relief and gratitude filled the clearing. The 4 aliens visibly relaxed, the tension easing from their slender bodies. "Thank you," Lyra whispered sincerely. "We will forever be grateful." John smiled weakly, realizing his life had taken an unexpected turn. Though uncertain about what exactly was ahead, he felt a sense of duty and compassion for these beings. He had always believed in helping others, no matter the circumstances. Together, the group began their walk back toward John's ship. Questions filled John's mind about how exactly he could help these beings and whether he could successfully repair his damaged ship afterward. Yet, despite the uncertainty, John Mason felt ready for whatever strange challenges awaited him on the mysterious planet of Veloria. John and the 4 alien females walked slowly back toward his damaged spaceship. The journey through the strange yet beautiful forest was quiet, each one lost in their own thoughts. John glanced at them occasionally, still trying to understand fully what he had agreed to. Lyra led the way, with Naya close by her side. Kara and Ellen followed behind, whispering softly to each other. When they reached the spaceship, John immediately started to inspect the damage again. It was clear repairs would take considerable time. He sighed deeply, knowing they would have to wait here much longer than he initially thought. Lyra stepped close to John and watched him carefully. "Is your ship severely damaged?" she asked gently. "Yes," John replied. "I'll need to repair many systems, and some parts are broken. It might take days or even longer." "We will help you," Kara said confidently, moving closer to the damaged area and examining the strange human technology curiously. "But first, we must rest and address our own urgent issue." John nodded, realizing that their suffering was probably getting worse. "Tell me more about this condition. How exactly does this ... process work?" he asked hesitantly. Lyra motioned for them all to sit nearby in the soft grass. She began to explain in detail, carefully choosing simple words so John could clearly understand. "Our species experiences something called the heat cycle every 5 years. During this time, our bodies become sensitive and weak if we cannot mate. Our own males no longer produce strong enough pheromones to ease the symptoms." Naya nodded shyly, adding quietly, "Your presence alone has already helped us somewhat. Humans produce pheromones naturally that calm our pain, making it more bearable. Does this mean that just being near me is enough?" John asked hopefully. "Initially, yes," Ellen answered directly. "But as the cycle continues, our need becomes stronger. Physical contact helps release your pheromones more effectively. It doesn't have to be intimate, but closeness is necessary." John relaxed slightly at hearing this. He was worried about what exactly was expected of him, but simple physical closeness seemed manageable. "All right," he said. "We can start there." Kara smiled gratefully. "Thank you, John. We owe you so much." Over the next few hours, John helped create a comfortable space inside his ship for the aliens to rest. He set up extra bedding and blankets in the main area. Each of the 4 alien women settled down, looking immediately more relaxed just by being in close proximity to him. As night fell, the strange planet's moons rose high in the sky, casting gentle blue and silver light across the clearing. John sat near the aliens, observing their calm, peaceful expressions as they finally rested without pain. He realized how much trust they had placed in him, a stranger from another world. "Can I ask about your home?" Naya spoke up quietly, breaking the silence. "What is Earth like?" John smiled, thinking fondly of his distant home. "Earth is beautiful, too," he began softly. "We have oceans, mountains, forests, and cities. Humans live all over the world, with different cultures and languages. We explore just as I am doing now, trying to learn about new worlds and people." The aliens listened intently, fascinated by his stories. As John spoke, he noticed how similar their expressions were to human emotions. They showed wonder, curiosity, and even excitement. He began to feel more comfortable, forgetting the strangeness of their first meeting. "Why did you choose to explore space alone?" Ellen asked curiously. John paused, thoughtful. "I enjoy discovering new things, learning about new cultures. But sometimes it can get lonely. That's why meeting you has been so special." Naya smiled softly. "We also know loneliness. Even with others around, we often feel disconnected because of our unique problems." John felt a pang of sympathy, understanding exactly what she meant. "You're not alone anymore," he assured her gently. "At least not right now." The night continued, filled with quiet conversations and growing friendships. John learned more about each alien woman's personality, Kara's strength, Lyra's wisdom, Ellen's bravery, and Nia's gentle kindness. He felt fortunate to have met them, despite the strange circumstances. Eventually, sleep claimed them all. John remained awake a little longer, staring out the ship's window at the unfamiliar stars above. He wondered what the next days would bring, and how this unexpected friendship might change his life forever. Finally, he lay back and closed his eyes, feeling strangely at peace. Surrounded by his new companions, John drifted into a deep, restful sleep, certain that whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together. The next morning, John woke up feeling rested. He opened his eyes slowly, remembering everything that had happened since landing on Valoria. The 4 alien women were already awake, quietly talking among themselves. They appeared more relaxed and happier than before. Seeing them calm and smiling made John feel good about his decision to help them. Lyra noticed John waking up and greeted him warmly. "Good morning, John. Did you sleep well?" John smiled back, stretching slightly. "Yes. Very well, actually. And you?" "Much better. Thanks to you," Lyra replied sincerely. "Just your presence has greatly helped us." After a simple breakfast, John went outside to check his ship again. The aliens joined him, eager to help however they could. He explained what needed repairs, and together they began working. The aliens quickly learned how to help with small tasks, and John enjoyed teaching them about human technology. As the day passed, John became even more comfortable with his new friends. They were curious about everything human, from the tools John used to the way he described Earth. In return, they shared fascinating stories about Valoria. They described how their planet had changed over the years, especially about the mysterious problem affecting their species. "Do you know why your males can't help with your condition anymore?" John asked curiously, tightening a bolt on the ship's engine. Lyra sighed, shaking her head. "Not exactly. Our scientists have studied this issue, but there's still no clear answer. Some think it's caused by changes in our environment, while others believe it's a deeper biological issue. And your people haven't found any solutions yet?" John wondered aloud. "We've tried various treatments," Kara explained, passing John a tool. "Medicines, herbal remedies, even technology. Nothing has worked as well as your pheromones. You are truly special to us." John felt humbled by Kara's words. Helping these women had brought unexpected meaning to his lonely travels. As he continued repairing the ship, he realized that he had grown attached to them. Each had shown him kindness and friendship he hadn't experienced in a long time. By late afternoon, the group had made significant progress. The engine was beginning to look repairable, and John felt hopeful. "We might get this fixed sooner than I thought," he announced cheerfully. "That's wonderful news," Ellen exclaimed happily. "But remember, we still need you here for a little longer." John smiled reassuringly. "I'm not going anywhere until you're all safe and comfortable." Later, as they rested under the shade of tall, vibrant trees, John noticed Nia seemed particularly quiet. He moved closer to her and gently asked, "Are you feeling all right, Nia?" Nia looked up shyly, her eyes showing uncertainty. "I'm fine, John, but I worry. What happens once you leave? Will we return to suffering again?" John placed a comforting hand gently on her shoulder. "I won't leave until we're sure you have a lasting solution. Maybe there's a way to help your whole species." Nia relaxed at John's words, a hopeful smile appearing on her face. "You're very kind, John. We're lucky you landed here." John chuckled lightly. "Well, lucky might not be the word I use about my ship breaking down, but I understand what you mean." As the sun slowly set, casting beautiful colors across the sky, John decided they should stop working for the day. They all returned inside the ship, sharing another simple meal. Around the small table, conversation flowed freely, blending laughter and stories of their worlds. John noticed how much closer the group had become. He admired Lyra's calm wisdom, Kara's confident strength, Ellen's bravery, and Nea's sweet and gentle nature. Each woman brought something unique to their growing friendship. Before going to sleep, John stepped outside one more time to gaze at the Valorian night sky. The moon shone brightly, bathing the forest in a gentle, calming glow. He felt grateful, realizing how much his unexpected landing had changed his life. He was no longer simply an explorer, alone and wandering through space. Now he had friends, companions he genuinely cared about. Returning inside, he found the aliens comfortably settled, waiting for him. They smiled warmly as he entered, their eyes filled with gratitude and friendship. "Good night, John," Lyra said. Softly, "Good night," John replied gently, settling into his own sleeping area. As he closed his eyes, a comforting peace washed over him. He knew the coming days might bring new challenges, but he was confident they could face them together. Feeling safe and connected, John quickly drifted off to sleep, certain that his journey on Valoria was just beginning. The next morning, John woke feeling a deep sense of purpose. He stretched and noticed his companions already awake, quietly preparing breakfast. Their smiles greeted him warmly as he joined them. After they ate, John continued working on the spaceship. He carefully explained each step to the aliens, who eagerly watched and assisted. The repairs moved faster now, their teamwork smooth and effective. John felt proud of their progress, both with the ship and with their friendship dot as they worked. Lyra approached John, a serious look on her face. "John, there's something important we must discuss." John paused, setting aside his tools. "Of course. Lyra, what's on your mind?" "Other Valorians might discover you soon," she said cautiously. "Our presence and actions won't go unnoticed forever. We need to prepare for possible trouble." "Do you think your people will be angry with me?" John asked, feeling slightly worried. "It's likely," Kara admitted honestly, joining their conversation. "Many males from our species could feel threatened by you, seeing your help as interference." "We must make sure they understand your intentions are good," Ellen added firmly. "But first, we should ensure your ship is ready if you need to leave." Quickly, John nodded seriously. "All right, let's finish these repairs as fast as we can." They returned to work with renewed urgency. Throughout the morning, the ship gradually became fully operational. John tested several systems carefully, satisfied. With their condition dot by midday, the repairs were nearly complete. John took a break, resting beneath a large tree while considering their situation. Naya joined him, quietly sitting by his side. "You're worried, aren't you?" she asked gently. John sighed deeply. "Yes, a little. I don't want trouble for you or your people." "You've already done so much," Naya reassured him softly. "We'll do whatever we can to keep you safe." John looked at her gratefully. "Thank you, Naya. That means a lot." Just as they finished speaking, they heard voices approaching from the forest. John quickly stood, alert and cautious. Lyra, Kara, and Ellen hurried toward him. Clearly aware of the approaching group, several male Valorians soon appeared, their expressions stern and wary. They immediately focused on John, clearly surprised by his presence. "Who is this stranger?" demanded one of the males, stepping forward aggressively. Lyra stepped in front of John, speaking calmly. "This is John Mason, a human. He came here accidentally but has been helping us." "Helping you how?" another male asked suspiciously, glancing at John with hostility. Kara spoke firmly. "He has helped us ease the pain of our heat cycle. Something none of you can do any more." The Valorian males visibly bristled at Kara's words. Tension filled the air, thick and uncomfortable. John raised his hands peacefully, trying to ease their fears. "I'm only here because my ship broke down," John explained. Slowly and clearly. "I meant no harm. I've done my best to help your friends because they were suffering." The male Valorians looked at each other uncertainly, considering John's words carefully. One finally stepped forward, calmer than the others. "I'm Vero. What exactly have you been doing here?" John carefully explained the situation clearly and simply. He spoke about the aliens suffering, how his pheromones helped, and how he and the women had become friends while repairing the ship. Varro listened carefully, eventually nodding thoughtfully. I understand your intentions were good, but some of our males might not accept your presence easily. John understood the difficulty they face. I never intended trouble, he said earnestly. I just want peace for everyone. Vero sighed deeply. Perhaps we can explain things to the others, but it might take time. We'll do whatever it takes, Lyra assured firmly. We believe John has given us hope for our future. Varro considered this, finally giving a cautious nod. We will talk to the others and try to help them understand. For now, be careful. The male Valorians left, disappearing back into the forest. John relaxed slightly, thankful the encounter had ended peacefully. He turned to his friends, seeing the relief and gratitude in their eyes. Thank you for defending me, John said sincerely. We will always support you, Kara promised confidently, feeling reassured. John and the aliens returned to the ship to complete their work. They carefully finished the last repairs, knowing the importance of being ready to leave quickly if needed. As evening approached, John felt deeply connected to Valoria and his companions. Despite challenges, he had found friendship, understanding, and a meaningful purpose. They shared another quiet meal, discussing plans and hopes for the future. John listened carefully, determined to help his new friends find a lasting solution to their problems. As they settled down for the night, John felt peace within himself. He knew challenges lay ahead, but he also knew they would face them together, stronger than ever. John woke early the next morning, feeling determined. He looked at his companions, all still resting peacefully. Quietly, he stepped outside into the fresh, cool air of Valoria. He thought carefully about the challenges ahead and knew he needed to find a lasting solution. Lyra joined him outside soon after, noticing his thoughtful expression. You seem concerned, John, she gently observed. Yes, John admitted, looking up at the brightening sky. I'm worried about what will happen after I leave. I can't be here forever, and your people might still face this problem. Lyra nodded, understanding clearly. We must find something that helps permanently. Do you have any ideas? John paused, thinking deeply. Then suddenly an idea came to him. Maybe we can replicate my pheromones. If your scientists could create a synthetic version, it might permanently solve your issue. Lyra's eyes brightened with hope. That could work. We have advanced technology and talented scientists who could analyze your pheromones. If they succeed, no one would have to suffer again. Feeling hopeful, John and Lyra shared their idea. With Kara, Ellen, and Naya, the alien women listened carefully, their excitement growing as they realized this could truly be the solution they needed. We must act quickly, Kara insisted, her voice firm and determined. The sooner we start, the sooner we can help our people. John agreed. We should find your scientists immediately. The longer we wait, the greater the risk of more misunderstandings. They prepared swiftly, setting out toward the closest Valorian city. The journey was long but pleasant. Along the way, they talked about their plan and the future, each feeling more hopeful than ever before. When they finally reached the city, they carefully approached a large building where Valorian scientists worked. Inside, they met an older female scientist named Dr. Tila, who listened intently as Lyra explained everything. Dr. Tila's face showed excitement as she realized the possibilities. Your idea is excellent, she told John warmly. If we analyze your pheromones accurately, creating a synthetic version could be straightforward. I'm willing to do anything to help, John assured her sincerely. Dr. Tila immediately began preparing her equipment. John patiently underwent several simple tests, allowing the scientist to collect data from his natural pheromones. The process was painless and quick, and soon Dr. Tila had enough information. We'll begin analyzing these immediately, Dr. Tila explained. It may take some time, but I feel confident we can achieve positive results. As they left the laboratory, John felt deeply satisfied. Their plan was progressing smoothly, bringing hope for a lasting solution. However, their happiness didn't last long. Outside the laboratory, a group of male Valorians waited for them, clearly upset and angry. "We warned you," the male leader said harshly, stepping closer to John. "You can't interfere like this." John raised his hands peacefully, trying to calm the situation. "We're not interfering. We're helping your people find a solution to a serious problem. Our women don't need your help." Another male argued aggressively. "You're causing trouble and confusion." Kara stepped forward confidently. "You're wrong. John has done nothing but help us. Without him, our suffering would continue indefinitely." Naya bravely added, "Please understand. This solution could help everyone, even future generations." The male leader paused, his expression softening slightly. "What exactly is your plan?" He finally asked. John carefully explained the idea about synthesizing human pheromones. He emphasized how this would benefit all Valorians, not just the women. Slowly, the male Valorians began to calm down, realizing John's intentions were truly good. After careful consideration, the leader nodded thoughtfully. "Perhaps this can indeed help our people. We'll allow you to continue for now." Relieved, John and his friends thanked them warmly. The tension eased, and the group left, hopeful for the future. As evening fell, John and the alien women walked back toward their temporary home near his ship. Along the way, they talked excitedly about the possibilities ahead, relieved that their dangerous encounter had ended peacefully. Back at the spaceship, John felt exhausted but deeply satisfied. They shared a simple meal, quietly discussing plans and dreams for the future. "You've done so much for us," Naya said softly, looking gratefully at John. "You've given us hope." John smiled warmly, feeling deeply connected to his companions. "We've all worked together. This hope belongs to all of us." That night, as John lay awake thinking, he felt a sense of fulfillment stronger than ever. He knew that challenges still awaited them, but the bond they shared made everything seem possible. Soon he drifted into a peaceful sleep, confident they had finally found a real solution to their problems. The following morning, John and the 4 alien women eagerly awaited news from Dr. Tila. They spent their time preparing John's spaceship for departure, just in case they needed to leave quickly. As they worked together, a sense of hope and anticipation filled the air. By midday, a messenger arrived from the city, delivering good news. Dr. Tila had successfully created a synthetic version of John's pheromones. It seemed highly effective, and the initial tests were very promising. Relief and joy filled their hearts. "This means we can finally help our people," Kara said happily, her voice strong and confident. "Yes," Lyra agreed warmly, turning to John. "This success is because of you." John shook his head gently. "It's because of all of us. We did this together." The aliens nodded, smiling warmly at John. They knew he was right. Their teamwork had made this possible. "We should return to the city and thank Dr. Tila personally," Ellen suggested. Excitedly, the group quickly agreed, eager to see the results themselves. They headed back toward the city, filled with new hope and enthusiasm. When they arrived at Dr. Tila's laboratory, they found her busy analyzing the synthetic pheromones. She welcomed them warmly, her excitement clear. "The tests are even better than expected," Dr. Tila announced joyfully. "These synthetic pheromones can be easily produced and distributed widely. Your problem can finally be solved." John felt immense relief and happiness. They had achieved their goal. Valoria would soon have a permanent solution to this difficult problem. While they celebrated quietly, a loud commotion outside drew their attention. Curious and concerned, they rushed outside to see a large crowd gather. Several angry-looking male Valorians stood in front, shouting and arguing heatedly. "What's going on?" John asked cautiously, stepping forward. One male pointed angrily at John. "You've interfered enough. Now you're influencing our entire society." Lyra stepped forward, calmly, addressing the angry males. "John hasn't interfered negatively. He has helped us find a solution to our suffering." "You're disrupting everything," another male argued loudly. "How can we trust something made from a human?" Because it's been proven safe, Dr. Tiller firmly responded, joining the conversation. I've personally tested it. It's safe, effective, and it can help our entire species. The crowd listened carefully to Dr. Tiller's confident words, but doubts remained among some males. They were uncertain, fearful of change, and suspicious of outsiders. John raised his voice, calm yet strong. I understand your concerns. Change can be frightening, but think about the suffering your people face. Isn't relief worth a chance? Many in the crowd began nodding thoughtfully, considering his words. The angry males hesitated, their certainty wavering. Nia stepped forward, her voice soft but powerful. We don't have to fear change if it brings hope. This synthetic pheromone offers us all a better life. Why deny ourselves that chance? Her gentle words touched the hearts of those listening. Slowly, the anger and fear began to fade. People started whispering in agreement, understanding the true potential of this solution. The previously angry males finally stepped back, realizing the truth of John's intentions. The crowd gradually dispersed, the tense atmosphere giving way to relief and acceptance. Dr. Tella smiled gratefully at John and his friends. You've done something wonderful for Valoria. Our people will always remember your kindness. Feeling deeply satisfied, John thanked Dr. Tiller warmly. He knew his time on Valoria was coming to an end. His ship was repaired, and the synthetic pheromone had solved the aliens' greatest problem. Later that evening, as they returned to the spaceship, John felt a mix of happiness and sadness. He had grown deeply attached to his new friends, and leaving them felt bittersweet. Sensing his feelings, Kara approached him gently. You've done more than anyone could ask, she reassured him kindly. We'll always cherish what you've done. John smiled warmly, feeling deeply comforted by her words. And I'll always remember Valoria and all of you. Back at the ship, they prepared a special farewell dinner, sharing stories and memories of their time together. Laughter and friendship filled the small space, creating a final evening of joy and warmth. When night fell, John stepped outside to gaze one last time at the peaceful Valorian sky. Lyra joined him quietly, standing close. You brought hope to our world, she said softly. You're forever a part of our lives. John turned toward her, feeling deep gratitude. And you're forever a part of mine. They stood quietly together, silently sharing their thoughts. John knew leaving would be difficult, but he felt peace, knowing they had created lasting change. As they returned inside for the night, John realized that despite leaving Valoria, the friendships and memories he made here would stay with him forever. The day had finally come for John to leave Valoria. He woke up early, feeling a mix of excitement and sadness. The friendships he had formed on this planet were special, and saying goodbye was hard. Yet he knew he had fulfilled his purpose here, and had to continue his journey. When John stepped outside, the alien women were already awake, waiting for him. They greeted him warmly, though their eyes showed the same sadness he felt. Today is a happy and sad day, Lyra said softly, smiling. Gently. You've done so much for us. We can't thank you enough. John smiled back warmly. I've gained so much from being here too. Your friendship means everything. After breakfast, they made their final preparations. John carefully checked his spaceship one last time, ensuring everything was in perfect condition. His companions helped, double-checking every system with him. They worked quietly together, each aware of the approaching farewell. By mid-morning, everything was ready. John took a deep breath, turning to face his friends. I guess this is goodbye, he said gently. Not forever, Kara quickly replied, her voice strong and clear. You'll always be welcome here, and you'll always be part of our lives, Ellen added warmly. John nodded, deeply touched. I promise to stay in touch. I want to know how everything turns out here. We will share every success with you, Nia promised softly, her gentle smile comforting. Together, they walked to the spaceship's door. John hugged each of them warmly, expressing his gratitude and friendship one last time. Thank you all for everything, he said sincerely. I'll miss you deeply. We'll miss you too, Lyra replied warmly, her eyes shining with tears. Taking a final look around, John stepped into his ship. He activated the controls, hearing the engines come alive smoothly. The alien women watched from a safe distance. Their expressions filled with sadness, yet pride. The spaceship gently rose from Valoria's surface, lifting higher and higher. John gazed out the window, watching his friends become smaller as the ship climbed into the sky. His heart felt heavy, yet hopeful. He knew they would be safe and happy, their lives improved because of what they had accomplished together. Soon, the ship reached space, leaving the planet behind. John set his course back toward Earth, his mind filled with memories of his extraordinary adventure. Each moment on Valoria felt special and important. Hours passed as John traveled through space. He thought deeply about his experiences, realizing how much he had changed. Before landing on Valoria, he was simply an explorer wandering through space. Now, he felt a deeper purpose and connection to others. His communicator suddenly beeped, sending an incoming message. Curious, John activated the screen. He smiled when he saw Lyra's face appear clearly, her expression joyful. John! She greeted warmly. Dr. Tila's pheromone solution is officially being distributed across Valoria. Everyone is excited and grateful. That's fantastic news, John replied, genuinely thrilled. I knew it would work. We're celebrating your contribution, Lyra continued proudly. You're a hero to our people. John laughed softly, humbled by her words. I just did what anyone would do. You did far more, she corrected gently. You've changed our lives. Forever, John felt deeply moved. Stay safe and keep in touch. We promise, Lyra said warmly, her eyes shining with happiness. Safe travels, John. The communicator turned off, leaving John smiling broadly. He leaned back comfortably in his chair, feeling deeply satisfied. The universe felt smaller now, filled with meaningful connections and possibilities. Days later, Earth appeared in his view, bright and welcoming. As John landed safely, he felt excitement to share his incredible story with others. Back home, John spoke about his adventures. People listened, amazed and inspired by his tale of friendship and bravery. His story encouraged many to explore space. Motivated by the desire to make meaningful connections with other beings, John regularly communicated with Valoria, hearing about their continued successes. The synthetic pheromone changed their society, ending years of suffering. He felt proud, knowing his visit had lasting positive effects. Over time, John's adventures became famous, celebrated as an example of courage, kindness, and friendship. Yet, despite the fame, John always remembered the real reason behind his journey, the simple, powerful bond of friendship he had formed with 4 remarkable alien women. Years later, when John looked at the stars, he remembered Valoria fondly. He knew that out there, far beyond Earth's sky, existed friends who would always remember him. And he felt comforted, knowing that friendship was the greatest adventure of all.